still doing your bookkeeping? Today I'm going to share some reasons as to why I believe you should stop doing them altogether. Hi, I'm Vin Shumry, the president of WOWzer Technologies. You know, one of the tasks that a lot of small business owners seem to take on is bookkeeping. For a variety of reasons, but one of the number ones that I hear is they want to save money on that specific task. And I'm not saying that's not a good idea. It depends where you are, but I've always said that if you're an individual who's an electrician and that is your craft, if you want to call it that, your gifting, you should spend most of your time doing that as opposed to a function which is administration like bookkeeping. So let me share some of the reasons as to why I believe you should stop doing it. The first and foremost is that, you know what, it uses up too much of your time. I want you to stop wasting your time. It's a time waster. And why do I say that? It's because let's say you are an electrician, right? You would actually do better going out there and doing the jobs and or getting more business in. In other words, increasing your sales. That would be a better use of your time. Why? Because bookkeeping is an admin task. And yes, while it does need to be done, does it need to be done by you? Do you know all the ins and outs of what it takes to do it correctly, so that when the year end comes along and you pass that on to your accountant, because I'm sure you don't do your actual year end, that you're doing it in a way that they would understand it? Because if not, there's going to be other issues as well. Not to mention that if, let's say you're married and you have children, don't you want to be spending your time with your children as opposed to actually doing bookkeeping at night when you come home after you've been doing your work for the whole day, and also spend time with your wife or your husband, your family, depending on who it is? That would be a better use of your time, because I'm sure that you got into your business not to just be working all the time and doing other tasks, but you wanted some freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom to spend the time the way that you want to spend it. Which brings me to the next point. Do you know all the ins and outs of actually doing your bookkeeping? Are you someone that's actually qualified to understand what a debit and a credit is and what the different accounts are? And if I just said something that you don't like, don't worry, I've heard that one before. But the reality is, we accountants work in debits and credits, so we understand what they are, and we know where to put them, whether it's a balance sheet or an income statement. Do you know that information? Because if you don't, you're doing a disservice to you and to the people you are going to hire to do your actual year end, because they won't understand it, and neither will you. And then you have to remember stuff from over a year ago. And not to mention, you'd have to study it to make sure that you understand it. Is that a good use of your time? We go back to the time thing again. I don't think so. Do you have more time to study and know how to do it the right way? And even if you did, is that what you want to be doing? I hope not. I'm sure that you got into your business, whether you're single or a family, that you wanted to what? Generate revenue, do the thing that you love, and then enjoy your free time. But if your free time is spent doing bookkeeping, is that really free time? Sure, there is a time when you should be doing it, but is it going to be all the time? I hope not. And you would be better off, as I said before, going out there and generating revenue, therefore making way more sales so that you can have someone do it for you. It doesn't have to be full time either. They could be doing it on a part-time basis, because somebody who understands how to do it can do it faster on a part-time basis than you can every night that you come home. So I would encourage you to think about that. Another one is it may cost you more than what you realize. And what do I mean by that? Let's talk about debits and credits again just for a moment. You know, do you know whether an asset increases with a debit or a credit? How about a liability? How about an expense? How about an income? Do you really care? It's really my question. We do. We do that work. And when you hand us your work at the end of the year that you've done, are you sure that we're not going to have to look at it and go like, oh my goodness, where do we start? Because we don't understand anything that you've done? And I've seen that so many times. It's really important that you do what you do best and leave the other tasks to those who know how to do it. In this case, I would highly recommend that you reconsider again. Why? Because the cost for someone like me to clean up something that you've done is astronomical. But let's say that I've decided that it's not worth it and I just want to start from scratch. In other words, I'm going to start from the beginning of the year and do it all the way through. All that time that you put in, you can't get back. So there's another cost. It may not be a dollar cost, but your time can never come back to you if you're spending it doing something you're not qualified to do. You're qualified to do whatever it is that your business that you're in. Well, if you're an electrician, you actually do electrical work. If you are someone that is a consultant, you consult individuals. If you are a coach, you coach people. If you're an accountant or a bookkeeper like the people that we have, that's where it should come to, because you don't want to incur additional cost, not just in terms of dollars, but time that you can never get back. So what would I say to you? A better approach would be what? To hire someone who specializes in that area, just like you specialize in your area. That would be the better approach, and be able to talk to that individual and figure out what your needs are as far as bookkeeping goes. This is something that we specialize in. I specialize in it. My team specializes in it. By all means, ask us. You know, I've had many individuals ask us all kinds of questions that for them is difficult, and I understand that, because if I came into your environment, I would probably assume, well, maybe not assume, but I may find certain things difficult depending on what it is that you do, because you're qualified in it and I'm not. And the same is true the other way around. So I would like to suggest to you is to find someone that can do that for you, and we'd be happy to help you. I'd be happy to help you. If you have any questions, by all means, reach out to me, and I'll be able to answer any questions at all that you have. So in summarizing, stop doing your bookkeeping. And here's 3 reasons as to why. Number 1, it uses up too much of your time. It's a time waster. Wouldn't you rather be doing something else? Number 2, you have to learn the ins and outs. In other words, you have to study this. Now, if you're somebody who likes to study, that's one thing. But again, I ask you the same questions I asked before. Did you get into your business so that you could be learning something else that's outside of your business? How much time will that take? And does that take time away from your family or things that you really want to do? And the third one is that it could actually cost you more than actually having someone else do it for you that's qualified. And the biggest part is that you can never get your time back. That's your biggest cost. Yes, money, you could re-earn it, but time, once it's gone, it's gone. And as I shared with you, the best approach is to hire someone who is specialized in that environment, and we'd love to help you. So I hope this approach has helped you. I hope that you've learned something. I hope that you look at bookkeeping from a different perspective. Yes, it is needed because it tells you where you are. Without that information, you don't know where you are, and it's best to have someone qualified to do it, not you. I want you to enjoy your life. I want you to take the time to do the things that you want to do. And if all you're doing is working, when does that happen? Have a great day. God bless, and thank you for listening. Ciao for now.